Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, I know. I'm not Mr. Carter. All right, back to the show. Welcome back. Tom and I took the 1971 C10 in Spanish gold for a little ride, about an hour trip. We went to a guy who basically orders the parts. He gets the same price as we do, maybe a little better, so he can make some money. And then he saves us the shipping. So I got two. Tom and I bought these. He paid for everything. Two box sides, three inner fenders, battery box, I don't know, visor clips, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to prep this stuff up over the next couple of weeks. We're going to get his old box in here. We're going to tear up the box sides. I'll show you how bad those were and why he wanted to replace them. The floor bottom is workable. He has a good tailgate, and I believe the header panel is still good, so we didn't buy one of them. He did have to order his bumpers because the guy doesn't stock only chrome bumpers. He doesn't stock painted. Tom wanted painted. A couple other things that I'm gonna keep from you, just to keep things fun as we move ahead. So I want to just do some work we did today. I'm not going to hammer on these because that's going to be loud, but I do want to discuss if you ever buy new box sides and you spend, I think they're like $608, I believe, at the time of this video. You think for $608 you ought to be able to bolt it right in. Well, that's true. These are really good. These, by the way, they came from Key Parts. Just in case you guys want to know. That's just what he carries. I'm not paid by nobody. I'm not told to say that. I'm telling you where I get my stuff. Key Parts made these. I think they're good quality. I'm very happy with them given today's stuff. Anyway, the metal's fairly heavy. I don't know the gauge, but it seems pretty doggone decent. And I'm sure they're stamping. I mean, come on, they're not building for GM. This is out of California, and they're good stampings, but you run into some things that I'm going to say are normal. So let me get you around and show you. I highly suggest, again, this whole channel is about the details that you can't find just anywhere. And I do that on purpose. I highly suggest, that's gonna be good enough for you, that you take a few minutes and look these over. Now, we looked at them before we left, and we're happy with them. Like, all the threaded holes are all nice, even. The stamping looks nice. All the body lines and structural bending that was put in by GM, they've copied really good. It's a nice machine or part. The issue you have is when they press things, they press these 90-degree angles. And I'm sure when they stamped them, they were at 90 degrees. But when metal has a memory. It wants to kind of go back where it was. Well, when you've hard bent something to a 90, it tends to want to go back flat, but of course it can't. But it'll take a few degrees. It'll go back a little more than probably what you wanted. By the way, no hat today. Way too hot. It was 80, what was it, 85? At 9 a.m. this morning, freedom units. I don't know what that works out to Celsius. It's currently like 93, 94 out there, so I'm working in the shop. And it's air conditioned, and it's still like 71 or 72. And if you do any work, that makes me sweat. Nonetheless, these 90-degree bends that aren't quite 90 anymore, I'll say they're 88. I don't know, making it up. You want to go around with your body hammer. Now, this week I seen on another channel, and maybe you watched it too, where a guy was using his body hammer to hammer on a bolt. You don't want to do that. Save yourself the headache because you'll put dents in this, and around the dent, the metal will come out. And every time you hammer on something, you'll leave those marks. So don't, just do yourself a favor. Avoid doing that. Grab the right hammer. Now, I'm only going to bang for a second because I don't want you guys to freak out about all the noise. But these 90s, I'll get you and show them later. But here's a little noise. This is all they need. Well, I already did that one. You guys weren't here. I didn't do this one. So these are not quite 90. You just want to look down on it and just, uh-oh, hold on, I lost something here. Don't want to forget that up in there. So you just want to Tap these over. Just finish that 90 degree. And you look down on them and see. And it doesn't take a lot. Here's some noise. I mean, a little here. I mean, that one's done. Now you think that's not that important. And you wouldn't think it would be. Let me get you around to an angle and show you why. Because this will save you a lot of work. Just that few seconds. So if you're looking down on the fender, box side, if you will, if this 90 is bent this direction, when you bolt it in, the top of the box is going to be a little higher than it should be because that's kind of holding this part up. If you bend it a little past 90, not far, but a little bit, too much the wrong way, it will set right on that fold and the lip will be raised. But when you put your bolts in, it'll pull that lip flat with the bottom of the box. And if you have a little bit of high, at that point you can just tap them in and settle that nice. If the box side's too high, you'll never be able to push on it hard enough to get it down where you want it. So those are critical. Another one this one here, this one's going to save you a lot of work. The back of the box side, you flip this up, this is your tailgate, where your tailgate shuts. By the way, I want to mention Keystone, or key parts, excuse me, came with the rubber stopper here and the block stopper here. Already pre-installed, so there's a couple parts you don't have to buy. I know, maybe they're $10, but hey, that makes it a little more valuable. The guy said that these inside bends may be a little off for your tail light and reverse light. You might want to manipulate those. I'm not too concerned with that because those are inside the truck. Your tail light will sit out here. So if you have to hammer on your paint later on, it's not a big deal. You could touch it up, repaint it, whatever. It's hidden. What I wouldn't want you to do is forget to this top flange. And it is not at a 90. It's supposed to be. And it's, again, it was probably bent over, but it's just flexed back. If you forget and you don't body work this a little bit, when you go to close your tailgate, it can scrape on these because they're tipped up. And to believe you me, when you get done and you want to bend on this with a hammer and it's already painted, you're going to chip your paint. You're going to be sick because at this point, you're touching up a brand new paint job. So take a minute. All these have got some little wrinkles in them where the folded metal, that's just how they're made. Tap these all down. Even if you go past 90, you're not going to hurt anything back here. You just don't want this sharp metal edge scraping on your tailgate, ripping the paint off everything. So this whole back edge is the most critical part because of the moving parts. But just things like at the top pocket, you might notice, you know, if you just kind of tap it in a little better, it would look nicer. That's up to you. This one here will frustrate you and make you very angry when you have to repaint something later. I said later all the time. That don't count. That doesn't count. It's not me doing something later. And then here's what I'm going to do. The inner structure is spot welded to the outer structure inside the wheel well. This is the way GM made them. That's the way this key parts is made. You have two pieces of metal overlapped. We talk about this all the time because it's all over the internet. You can't do it. Don't do it. It's wrong to do it. Doggone it, you're making a junk truck because you're overlapping metal. I hear it constantly. Well, we're back to GM doing it again. Happens all the time. This is part of vehicles. Quit freaking out about it, people. What I would tell you is a lot of dirt, debris, rain, tires are stirring all that moisture and debris and dirt and salt if you got it up inside of this area. These will rot out above the wheel wells eventually. So there's no better time to mitigate that than right now because there's no dirt and debris in there. So I didn't do it today, but I've got a paintbrush that I taped to a hard wire, and it's just got a bend in it, okay? Are you with me? And you can slip it up into this part right here. I got black gloves on, sorry. You can slip it up into this hole right here. Are you with me? And start right up in here and just coat this with tar. Then you can go in from the other side and do the same thing. Just tar coat that. You're not going to be able to get everything. I get that. But get this lip where the water and dirt tends to settle and stay. Before you do, this is only spot welded. So those two pieces of metal, debris can get between them. And in my case, tar. So what will happen when you set these up right, sun gets on there, that tar is going to drip out between those two pieces of metal and screw up your paint, make it ugly, get messy. So I will seam seal this bottom, just real light, just a thin layer, packed in good, not for looks, but to seal that off so that it doesn't get that drippage. Let that dry overnight and then come in and tar all that inside there. Use whatever kind of undercoating you like. These are what I've heard called E-coated. It's a durable, very nice coating. I do hear people all the time talking about, get that off, strip this all down the metal. What are you doing? I don't understand. I'm lost. You got to look at me. I'm telling you, I got to look at you. What's going on? Somebody teach me why you would do that. This E-coat or whatever comes on here is hard. Now, I paint stuff with enamel. I do car paint. You're going to look at that door in a minute. Now I got it in the frame. We'll show you that. I said doo-doo. I do that kind of paint. This E-coat, you can spray brake clean on it and rub and scrub on it and look at your white paper towel and you won't have the E-coat coming off. I never have, and I mean, I soak her down sometimes to get stickers or something off. It's very durable. It's tough. And when I say that brake clean won't rip it off, that's impressive because I can spray something with enamel paint and leave it for a month and spray that brake clean on there and rub on it, and you'll get paint. It will eat it up even after it's dry. So my suggestion, don't rip off this E-coat. Now, in order to paint it properly, it does need some tooth because the chemicals in your primer and paint will not dissolve this E-coat either. So that's maybe why people want to get it off. But then, metal's kind of the same way. But I'm telling you, don't do what you want to do. At any rate, I'm just going to take a 3M or red Scotch Brite, whatever, and scuff this up, put some tooth in it, give it some place for my primer to stick. I'm going to primer the whole thing and paint the whole thing. Probably won't bore you guys with that. First, I got to hammer these all up, get them right, get my undercoating stuff done. So while I'm talking about E-coats and that kind of thing, we also bought I told you Tom paid for it all. We bought 3 of these inner fenders. Now, for the white truck, we just needed a left and right. But my old green truck, it's rotted out. So we went ahead and grabbed one there while we were there. So I can replace that one at another time. We'll do that on video to show you guys if you just want to replace inner fender, how much work it is. And it's a lot. Meanwhile, this is painted where those were E-coated. Wow, that's really cool. Come pre-painted. Saves me a lot of work, except somebody scratched it. So it came pre-painted, now it came pre-scratched. So now I got to just lightly scuff those up, put some primer on here. Yeah, so I'm repainting that whole thing too. Hopefully the other 2 aren't scratched. But I'm going to have to paint both the toms just to make them match. Doggone it, if people would just take a little better care of what they're doing, not scratch stuff up, that would have saved me at least 2 hours of work just for that scratch. And it's under the hood. I know Tom would say, forget it, don't do it. But I wouldn't listen. I'm going to do it anyway. All right, moving right along. Let's go over here to the table. This is where I was working before you guys showed up. Over here, Tom got some fender, I can't think, emblems. He had one. Can't even remember which one now. I think this one. And a battery box that came pre-scratched too. That's why it looks camouflaged now, because I'm priming it. So right now I want to finish these up and let these dry real good. Now, you guys gonna make fun of me? Help yourself. When I was looking at the orange that these originally came, the shade of orange was so close to some paint I already had, like nobody's ever gonna notice. I mean, it is like almost perfectly the same color. Yeah, this is Kubota orange. It was like right there. And with fading, who knows? But the last thing I have to do to make these look decent is there's black stripe around these that really sets them off. I thought you guys get a kick out of this because most people would just put this on. It's shiny, looks good. I get an old acid brush because I don't. Every time I take the wife's stuff, she gets mad because I ruin it. I don't bring it back. I get it dirty and then I don't. I just take a pair of scissors and just start at the side and cut at it. I didn't clean her brushes good enough. Then they came back with paint on them, and she's trying to use them, and I done ruined them. Anyway, these acid brushes are cheap. You just keep chipping at it with your scissors, and you can make that as fine of a tip as you want. Almost be like a detail brush. No, it's not, because these are cheap bristles. But that's all I do. You might wonder what all the paper towels for, because I'm going to make a mess. Just do one of these real quick, just to kind of look. See, I already dripped on there. Doesn't really matter. You just want to fill that without getting it on your orange. You're thinking, wow, dude, you're making a mess. And somebody else would take more time and do this with a nice brush. Somebody with a steadier hand than me. I don't even try. I know I can't do it. But this is what a lot of my time is. You guys wondering, what's this guy been doing all week? Yeah. Monkeying around with little stuff like this. I do it on camera and I'm in a hurry and then I'm going to make a mess. Bigger than normal. I fill this up. It's going to sit right here on the bench and dry for who knows how long. Good enough for this minute. And if you're careful, you can just, because it's chrome, it doesn't want to stick. And I don't know what's in the bottom of that groove that makes it stick. Probably nothing. But you can just see how quickly you can make this starting to look good. And this will really set this off. I know a lot of guys are like, it's a waste of time. It's going to take me 10, 15 minutes tops. Okay, each. But you get the idea. It really, really makes a difference when you get that black line around there. When I get the whole thing done, it'll be sharp. It doesn't seem noticeable, but when I get them done, if I did one for you and held both up on the camera, you would definitely notice the difference. One having a black line or not. So there's something I'm doing right now. When you guys go, I'll finish that up for the day. Start putting coats of paint on things that got scratched up. What else did we get? I already told you about those two over there. Oh, the door. Almost forgot about the door. Sorry. So you wonder, what's up with the door? Look at the color of this thing. Now, I'm sitting here on reverse camera so I can see what you see. I can't see my head. But anyway, right now on camera, I don't know, it's looking more greenish. But this yellow part on top that looks kind of yellow to you, the whole thing looks yellow to me. I got more green up on this side. This yellow, green, metallic pearl, I don't know, it's ugly. But I bet when the guy painted it, he thought it was cool. This is what happens when you don't do good prep work. This white spot, the door was painted white. It was painted with car paint. I can tell by looking at it, like a good quality paint, probably an enamel. And it is smooth as glass. There's no scratch marks in it. There's no sanding marks in it. He didn't prep this well. And I'm sure the first time he power washed it, the paint ripped off like this around the whole truck, which would be maddening if I was stuck with it. And the finish, let's see if you can hear this. Good gracious, is it bumpy. I mean bad. Now down here it seems a little smoother. But it's not dirty. I washed this thing. I sprayed it with brake clean trying to get this garbage off. It is bumpy, orange peely. It's just crazy. All right, so getting to the point. The reason Tom bought this one is we were already there. And the guy had a stack of doors. I don't know, 12, 15 deep. And I thought, how much do you want for a stock? I mean, this is an original GM door. And it's nice inside and out. The hinges are good. The jam's good. It's not bent. I don't see a door ding in it. That's what got me. if there's going to be a door ding or 3 in there, that's as much work as redoing a whole door sometimes. But there's no door dings in it. Now, I will strip this off because we know it's not affixed very good by where the white showing it peeled off. So that's going to be a little bit of work. I'm going to fill the mirror holes because Tom's going to put the mirrors on when he decides what mirrors he wants later on. So those will just get filled and he can put the mirror wherever he wants. So we don't have to worry about holes lining up or not. And of course, it won't have white top. The whole thing will be white. The reason we got it is because the guy sold us this really good door. It's got just a little rust starting at the bottom corners, which I'll strip right down the middle. And I'll do all my undercoating and all my game to it. But this door he let us have for $150. I'm going to have every penny of $150 into re-welding his old door and putting a bunch of filler in it, more than I want, and it won't be as nice as this in the long run. I can use it on another truck for something. Who knows? Who cares? But he's at least going to have one really good door on his truck. Now, the driver door I redid, if you remember, that thing was bent crazy. But it's going to look good for a while, and he can keep his eye open for a driver door. This guy had 10, 15 passenger doors and 0 driver doors. So driver doors seem to be the hard ones to come by. So that'll be on the bench. It'll be fun. That's I don't know, part of a video one day. It won't be like the other door. I would have worked on it for 2 weeks. So there it is. That's enough of your time for the day. Oh, I do want to cover one other thing. Doug, I always got something else. We're going to shorten this up, though. Over here on the brake booster deal that we did, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know, probably 2 weeks ago. I forgot about that. So this is on there, and it's got a little bit of distance here. I mean, it's about right. I do know they make some shorter ones. I don't understand all that. It doesn't matter. This is the kit we bought, but there's a lot of weight out here. I think it would be fine. But 68 didn't come with any braces because they were all drum and they were all non-power. So the master cylinder would have sat right tight to the firewall. It had been plenty strong. But now that we got things pushed out, they make a bracket that comes off the front that we can't find anywhere yet. And then there's a steel rod that comes off the back and goes down. This truck didn't have either one, but we're going to add them due to this power brake system, something you might want to think about. It's not in the brake video, but we'll cover it when I do it. I just painted, we were able to find the rod, and it's sitting somewhere. I just painted it. So I can put the inside rod one on, but the front one's kind of a folded piece of metal that comes way up here. I haven't found one. He didn't have any spares. I'm going to see if I can order one online somewhere because you kind of need it, not just so much for the support, but it also has a little piece of metal that comes off it to hold your proportioning valve. So I'm still looking for that stuff. When I find it, obviously you guys will see it. So for this week, that's what I'm doing. I don't know what you guys are up to, but stay cool. Whatever you do, stay hydrated. So I'm going to hammer on these for the rest of the week. Next week, I hope to have the box in here. But we're at the point where with the inner fenders, I should probably do those first. Get them painted up. I can start at least mocking up the front of this truck. I'm hoping that it won't be just a mock-up, that I can bolt it on and it can stay on. But the first time, we'll see how it fits. But that'll be a lot of fun. We put inner fenders on, we put the core support in, test fit our radiators, start seeing how these things come together. So I look forward to doing that with you guys next week. Thanks for coming to visit me. I appreciate all your support. You guys know what I'm talking about. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I have a few new subscribers this week. I'm not sure exactly who, but thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you people. I'll see you next week with something else fun. All right, I got to go.